Hi, friends. I might be a little low energy right now, but I want to see about getting some things recorded anyway. So just pardon me being a little lazy. Okay, this journal is from 7/11/2010, the third of that day, and the Mayan day was 7 Death or Transformer. And it's got a cuss word in it, so I'm going to replace that word with fart, and that's a bad enough word, but it'll stand duty here. The cow that said fart off, or an empty-headed meditation. You ready? Here we go. How interesting. In the last journal, link in the transcript, I spoke of awakening, not feeling so hot, just feeling unpleasant altogether here in 3D. And then I went on about accepting that, not running away or seeking to get rid of it, just acceptance as an option for us. And I spoke of its benefits and how that brings blessing. So I went on, as I do, to other things. Well, the unpleasant feeling went on as I was writing, and it's not yet quite gone. The thing that is interesting, though, is the calls that came out of me after I finished that journal. I was able to see then how I was being messed with, manipulated by other beings unseen. So I made calls and invocations on that, affirming my sovereignty, and so on. Now, you may make calls like this, calls for the angels, the light beings to come to assist, and yet still have this terrible, this unpleasant feeling of whatever kind. These beings don't give up. They just don't play by the rules. They could care less what we think of them. Remember, to them, we're just cattle. They continue on. I have an interesting visual for you. Just imagine the surprise of the farmer in the barn who hooks up his cow to the milking machines every morning. Well, cattle in that case. What if one morning one cow of his herd turns to him and says, "Go fart off. Get that thing away from me. I'm not having none of it no more." Remember now, cows don't speak proper English. Not enough schooling, I've heard. Well, though surprised he might be, do you think that the farmer cares at all what one cow is thinking? He'll just force her if he can, or maybe ignore her. If she has no calf, she'll soon have to give in. He knows that. Life goes on. Try to get the picture, my friends, of how this dark force sees us. It'll help us understand what's going on. It will resonate more with truth than perhaps what you've understood so far. We're just livestock. That's how we're seen. That doesn't make them correct in the way they are seeing us, any more than we're right in the way we run cattle and sheep and chickens and the rest. We're not discussing right or wrong here. Get in heart so you're above that. We're just discussing what is. These are the various perspectives, the lenses that we view from, how they see life. Just that, just perspectives. Realize that to the extent that you disidentify, you can see through almost any lens. Try it on. You'd be amazed how it helps understanding expand. Now, the cow in that example was kind of stuck. The flow of her milk, unless she could relieve that herself, was going to have to come on. Just so it gives you the picture, though, of the little concern for our perspective that the Illuminati have. They could care less. Don't think they will. Don't bother with that. It just is what it is. Let them go. They're going down. Just back off. Okay, now that we've milked that little image for all it's worth, let's move on. What I'd started to share at the beginning of this is how, in the accepting of just not feeling good, in the acceptance of the unpleasantness of that as simply a part of my now, I broke through into a greater understanding of what was going on. No, I didn't ask for that. I wasn't seeking it out. And this is important. We are in the now without any expectations. Expectations always extend us out into the future or into other people's affairs. Something the future has no real existence. Time is simultaneous, and I don't care if that doesn't make sense to the mind. What are you doing in there anyway? Who are you listening to here, the talking head or the reality behind that that speaks? If you would hear, then be in heart. So, sorry about that. Anyway, I wasn't seeking to evade or avoid in any way the unpleasantness of the current reality. We can all do this, you know. Just be with what is. Don't run away. That is just our programming speaking, or the mind. Remember, the mind doesn't get this. Don't think it's going to be explainable to mind either. It won't be. At some point, be assured, if you persist, your mind will just surrender, say uncle, and give up. That's when more fun can really begin. Then you're not so busy fighting yourself. This is another kingdom we're entering here, my friends. This is not just a new version of the old reality, an upgrade of the game, the program. No, this is a real break with that, with the past, so to speak. There is nothing in your past that can compare to this. This is new. This is distinctively different. And words won't tell you. Just tune in, enter in. That's the ticket. What do you have to do to get out of the mind? Enter your heart and ask yourself this. Begin asking deep questions like this of your inner self. Going for inner tuition. Your teachers within, its higher self, maybe. I don't know. Those are just conceptualizations, concepts, anyway. They don't matter. It is what it is. It teaches you. It is within. That's okay, puppy.